Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and their twin flame connection. Twins, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you are interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link and my official Instagram, both listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. If you are here as a cross watcher, then I welcome you. If you're here and you're not sure of what a twin flame journey is, I've included a link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation on the twin flame journey in the description box below. It's about an hour long, and she does such a comprehensive job explaining the intricacies and the history, the ancient history of twin flames. In a nutshell, the twin flame journey describes two people who share the same energetic soul. So one soul split into two individuals. These two people, if they are incarnated in the same lifetime, encounter one another, and often that encounter is very intense and can be all-consuming, revelatory, and overwhelming, and unlike any experience that you've had with any other person. But the connection itself can become so overwhelming and so pressure building that the twins separate from one another. There's often a runner-chaser dynamic. One person knows that this other counterpart is their person, but the runner thinks it's too much to handle, and because of traumas between both of the twins, they separate, and hopefully during that separation they experience some kind of spiritual understanding or awakening to their own spiritual gifts that come online through healing and through a very deep and sometimes painful look at the self, discovering their spiritual gifts and hopefully coming into a place of true authenticity and being able to use their spiritual gifts to help raise the vibration of humanity. It's a very tall order, I like to say, for twin flames. It's the tallest order, and not everybody is a twin flame. Not everyone has one, and not everybody can handle the journey, taking the journey, and do not want to reunite or come into union with their twin, which is absolutely fine. But one cannot cut the cord with a twin flame. You are bonded through space and time, and it's eternal. And I'm a twin flame. I was in separation from my twin for 7 years, no contact for 5. I reunited with my twin last year and came into union. And I use my gifts to try and help people in the twin flame community navigate the journey and to provide channeled messages from spirit for twins who watch. So thank you for being here, and let's get on with it. I'm going to be using 2 decks for your reading today, twins. The first from the Heart Path Oracle deck for the overall energy of the reading, and for the tarot portion of the reading, Tarot of the Abyss. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and their twin flame connection. Thank you. Oh, that was pretty quick. Looping. Cycle of life and death. Honor, bless, and release the past. Honor, bless, and release the past. It's incredible, actually. So my twin flame is an air sign. And of course, twins mirror one another, don't they? Your twin is your mirror. That's why it's so triggering, because they reflect back to you places where you need to heal. They may reveal places where they themselves need to heal, and they'll find that out through the mirroring that you give them. But my twin, it's funny, like, even in a space of union, it doesn't mean that problems go away, and it doesn't mean that everything is hunky-dory all the time. It just means that when you come back into union, hopefully you have matured, you have a different perspective on yourself, that you've up-leveled yourself in many ways, however you define that. And the next time you encounter the triggers and the traumas, and if your twin is somehow, showing that to you through their action or inaction, instead of reacting the way that you used to, you react differently. You communicate differently. You respond differently. The best thing that you can do is focus on yourself and your own healing, because as you heal, your twin heals. As you up-level, your twin up-levels. So part of my up-leveling involves something very recent to me, which is going to acupuncture, which is something that I never did before. And my acupuncturist, who is also a healer, he has different healing modalities that he uses, helped me see some family lineage healing that I needed to do. And as I'm laying on the table and I've got these kind of acupuncture needles in me, and I'm just kind of staring at the ceiling, drifting in and out, very relaxed, I saw the image of a gator, an alligator or crocodile, whatever this represents. I saw this. So it's interesting. These jaws, right? The first thing you think about when you think about an alligator is those big teeth and the jaws and the intimidation that it represents. That creature represents. They're massive creatures, right? They're huge. And yet in this picture, it almost seems like a pet. It almost seems like a protector surrounding you, but docile, I want to say. So it's almost as if air signs that you are kind of, I feel a strength card, taming the beast within, that anything that maybe intimidated you about endings and new beginnings no longer intimidates you. These, we've got several pairs of arms here, but these open arms kind of embracing it. Understanding at this time you may be kind of going through cycles of life and death with older family members, or metaphorically speaking, like friendship cycles of life and death. You can see here, I think that's really interesting too, all these kind of figures floating. It talks about ascension. The hands clasped in prayer. I see this kind of, I don't know what animal that is, but it's kind of like maybe orangutan or something like that, which always harkens back to primal roots of humanity. Getting back to our roots. There's a deep shamanistic vibe being evoked here. The ancients are coming through, and I'm being drawn to those healing modalities that my acupuncturist showed to me, that if we recognize the ancients, we recognize our past lives as twins, right? You and your twin have traveled through every life together, whether on this planet, in other star systems, in the ether. You and your twin are one in that space. Recognize every lesson you learned in the lifetimes behind you, but it's important now to look forward, to direct your gaze forward. And eyes fully open, even the third eye area there, fully open. It's incredible. It's incredible. Somehow we can make peace with such an intimidating force, but I feel like you're getting there, air signs. I don't feel like you're completely there, but you're getting there. Closing out a cycle, beginning new ones. I'm going to pull cards from the tarot now. First set of cards is your set. Second set is your twins. Third set is the connection. Fourth set, advice from Spirit. I'm not taking any reversals in this reading. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I was gonna pull the card of advice from Spirit. Spirit told me to wait. Okay. Okay, in your energy, twins, number 12 of the Major Arcana representing the first 22 cards of the standard tarot deck, the archetypes of human experience, divinely guided energies. It's the Hanged One, or the Hanged Man, but the Hanged One. So you can see everything feels a little topsy-turvy. The perspective is upside down. And we kind of are finding it difficult to get, even the way that I'm rotating the card, I feel finding it difficult to get our bearings. Yes, we want a different perspective, but it's making us dizzy. It's at a cost. It feels like the cost is pretty high. But it's important to get a different perspective right now. You know, maybe you're consulting a shaman in your, maybe you're taking plant medicines, going into deep meditation, and drawing upon something otherworldly to inform your present state. Almost feels to you like you know that you've been too close to a situation to see it clearly. There's a bias, and Spirit is literally spelling out the word bias. But now they're showing me, it's very funny, the things that show up in my algorithm. But I follow this account on Instagram. It's like a contractor. It's a roofer, actually. The account is totally in Spanish, and they're these roofers, and they're just building roofs, and the math and the precision that it takes to actually build a roof is dizzying. And so you have one guy on the roof kind of taking measurements and shouting very quickly these impossibly seeming measurements to a guy on the ground who's sawing the particle board or whatever board, the wood, to create the roof, literally. He throws up the piece that he's just cut to the guy. And the guy puts it down on the framing for the roof, and it's like, mwah, chef's kiss. The precision is ridiculous. And I don't know why, but I'm like, I'm following this account. I support this because what it displays is such a mastery of a craft, of a skill, of an important skill that people just don't have anymore. I feel like I certainly don't have it. And I follow that account because I admire it. It inspires me, bizarrely, to keep perfecting my craft, keep perfecting my skill set, whatever that is, right? And so when Spirit showed me the word bias, they showed me the cutting of the wood, the precision, the slant. It's also known as a bias. So that word slant, things have been slanted for you. So you're just trying to get some much needed clarity of maybe things that are closing out and that need to close out. And once you reconcile that, you have this almost assured victory. 6 of Wands. See how this dancer, she's got the roses in her hand, the flowers. People are cheering for her in the audience. And she's taking her bow. Can also represent somebody taking their final bow. Take it as it resonates. But it represents a victory to me. Public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion. Getting your flowers. Have you been able to recognize what you've been through and what you've accomplished in the recent past? Spirit is asking. Spirit is asking you to think about that. I'm very drawn to a picture I have on my desk right now. I'm going to show it to you. This is my cat, Lucky. Isn't he beautiful? He passed away last year around this time, and he's drawing me in. He's one of my spirit guides now. He was my best friend, and he's drawing me in. I don't know, there's like this something, and his name is Lucky. Maybe something very lucky is going to happen to you. I don't know. It's when he draws me in with such his beautiful face. Now I hear honking outside. This is a confirmation. This is a confirmation. Something really fortuitous is going to happen. Air signs. Beautiful. What is it? Thank you, Spirit. Amen. Let's hear it. What is this lucky thing that's going to happen for the air signs, please? Two of Wands. I think the lucky thing is that you're going to finally be able to move in a direction that you've wanted to move in. You've been stuck. You've been stuck, and somehow you're going to be free. What is your twin going through? Now remember, twins mirror one another, so take either pile as it resonates. 10 of Swords for your twin. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, but 10 of Swords can represent kind of a feeling of just being very low, feeling very, everything that doesn't feel pleasant, right? There's backstabbing, there's, needing a helping hand and not really getting it, feeling at a loss, disappointed. Twin is not in a great spot right now. And they're waiting for their ships to come in, 3 of Wands. They're waiting for their opportunity to move on to something better, to an adventure. Felt like an adventure. The thing about when we reach the 10 in any suit, when we're talking about the journey of the tarot, the 10 ends the suit. You have the court cards, but then you go back to the ace. The Ace of Swords is a grand epiphany, a breakthrough, a revelation, deep knowledge. So your twin is going to look at all the things that they've been contemplating and finally come to a place of understanding. And that's assisted by spirit. All the aces are gifts from the divine. Can you talk to me about the 10 of Swords, please, Spirit, for their twin? Why the 10 of Swords? Thank you. Wow. This is remarkable. 19, the Major Arcana, the Sun. This is the best card in the tarot. It's almost like your twin is feeling like, I just heard that song, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone, you know? Ain't no sunshine. That's all I hear. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. So your twin could be feeling very forlorn, and somehow the separation period between you two has taken the light away. So that's very upsetting to me personally. It's very upsetting to me for you. But I felt like a twinge of spirit guides coming in, just a twinge, and then it kind of left. I have a little sign that's attached to my phone holder. It's a reminder, basically, clear messages from spirit for our best and highest good. Something here, the separation, somehow, some way, and it doesn't always feel like that, but it's for both of your best and highest good in this moment. There's still some things that need to be ironed out, Spirit just said. Because they actually showed me what I was doing earlier. I have a steamer and I was steaming some of my clothes, and Spirit just showed me that image, and they said they have to iron some things out. The twins have to still figure out some stuff in the separation. But the sun showed up. The sun will shine again. It always does for your twin. But for the connection, it's been difficult, okay? 3 of Swords. So 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords showed up in this reading. Very difficult times. I don't have to tell you. You already know. But look at this, right? The song that was stuck in my head this morning, and when songs come into our head, I just want to let you know that it's not just an earworm. That's channeled messaging from spirit. The song that was stuck in my head this morning was the song by the Beatles, Blackbird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night, take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. I think you and your twin are really trying to release something that has been painful, but you're also transmuting it, right? The imagery here, it's almost like a crack in the heart, but it comes alive again, and as it's released, it's like there's this freedom here. Freedom from the past, freedom from the heartbreak and heartache. You see, 6 of Cups. the past. This card talks about being able to look at that past with fondness. But we shouldn't always stare at the past. We should, remember what I was talking about in the beginning? The lineage healing and recognizing that the weight of our ancestors carries us, but that we need to focus our attention forward. You and your twin are looking at the past. You could be looking at the past with each other, the past within your families, the past within your own life, and something there needs to be released. And you're both mirroring that energy. It's important because sometimes we pick up on our twins and we think it's our energy, but it's not. It's our twins. Nevertheless, because we're so intertwined with them, the message here is to rally. Be strong. Be honest with yourself about what you're going through, but also be strong. We're so lucky, right? I know sometimes it doesn't always feel that way, but we're so lucky that we are privileged to have a twin flame. It's a privilege because one, not everybody has one, and two, we have one because we're going through some of the toughest learning. But with that tough learning comes sweet reward. Up-leveling and abundance that is uncanny, that is meant for us. Gifts, skills, and abilities that are not only life-changing, but world-changing. That's how important the twin flame journey is. That's why in this time of great strife, so many twin flames have come online, have come into recognition. Like, why do you think that is? Because we're here for a purpose. We're here to raise the vibrations in our little ways and our big ways. Can I get a card of advice from Spirit for the twin flames, the air signs? Card of advice from Spirit. One card of advice. So there's a special aspect to this deck. I almost knew this was going to happen. I didn't want to speak it into existence, but I knew. I felt it. And I felt it especially because my twin is an air sign. There's a special aspect to this deck that some of the cards have duplicates. Not duplicates, rather counterparts. You got the Three of Swords again. The Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. It's important. This is a recognition from Spirit that they can see what you both are going through. It's a difficult time. Feels difficult for me, feels difficult for you, but it's temporary. Here we're transmuting pain into power. Here we're transmuting old narratives into new ones. It's a process. Allow the process to happen. Gain that perspective that you need. Make peace. Make peace with the past and release so that you both can step into this energy. That's your reading, air signs. It's a tough one, but important. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.